is this beautiful edge featuring flowers that hang off of your border, and the border looks like leaves. On this video, I'll teach you how to do this Zinnia Zigzag Edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. Okay, so for this design, we're going to start by creating our first motif. So create a slip knot, and we're going to start with a base ring. For your base ring, you're going to chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to close off this ring by doing a slip stitch to the first chain that you made. Insert your hook into the first chain, pull the yarn through, and that's our base ring here. Now we're going to move on to row 1. For row 1, you're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And now you're going to work a double crochet into the ring. Now we're going to do the following combination. You're going to do a chain 4 picot. So for that, we're going to chain 4. And then you're going to do a slip stitch to the first chain that you made. So into that first chain, insert your hook, and then pull the yarn through for a slip stitch. That's our chain 4 picot. And now we're going to do 2 double crochets into the ring. So that is 1 and 2. That is the repetition that you want. You want to do that 7 more times. So we chain 4, do a slip stitch into the first chain for our chain 4 picot, and then we do 2 double crochets into the ring. So that's 1 and 2. And that's what you want to do all the way around. We're going to be going back to the chain 4 picot, 2 double crochets, 6 more times. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did those 6 repetitions, and I just want to show you at the end of it, you should have essentially 8 picot stitches at this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that would be my last repetition at the moment. And now to continue on, we're going to do one last chain 4 picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do a slip stitch to the first chain. And now to finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch at the top of the chain 3. The chain 3 that we started with at the very beginning. So find that. And let me see here. It's kind of hiding because there's so many stitches into the ring, but I've got my chain 3 here. So into that top of the chain 3, do a slip stitch. So that's going to be the end of the little like flower repetition. And as you see, you have 9 points. Let me just double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, so we have 9 points, 9 picot stitches, and double crochets in between. Of course, the very beginning, you have your turning chain, like the chain 3 that you started with. So now from here, we want to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to be chaining another 5. And this is where the repeat begins. So chain 5. Then do a chain 3 picot. So for a chain 3 picot, we chain 3. And then do a slip stitch into the third chain. So 1, 2, 3. Into the third chain from the hook, a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 2. And then skip 1 chain and then do 1 double crochet into the next. So let's see here. We're kind of creating those leaves above it. So I think what's happening is we're going back this way. So after you chain these 2, it says skip a chain. So meaning we're going to be skipping this chain here. and then doing 1 double crochet into the next. Then we do 1 treble crochet into each of the next 2 chains. So for a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then do that again, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2 treble crochets there. And now we want to do a 1 double crochet into the next chain. Okay. Now we go back to the beginning of the repeat, which started with a chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a chain 3 picot, and for a chain 3 picot, we're going to chain 3. Then do a slip stitch to the 3rd chain from the hook. Now we are going to chain 2, skip 1 chain, and then do 1 double crochet into the next. So you skip 1 chain into the next, a double crochet. Let's see here. Now you're going to do a treble crochet into each of the next 2 chains. This is my 2nd treble crochet. And now 1 double crochet into the next chain. And so now what we're going to do is basically connect these 2 leaves together like this. So we're just going to finish off by doing a slip stitch to the base of the 1st leaf. So we find where this stitch comes out of, and to that point there, do a slip stitch. And that's going to give you these like 2 beautiful leaves, and a chain comes out of it. This here is the end of the 1st motif, and now I'll show you how to do the 2nd motif and each motif forward. And so by the way, we're going to want to cut our yarn at this point. Essentially, this design is going to lay like this. So you've got your flowers that are falling down like this. So cut off your yarn. We're going to thread the ends through later, but this is what our 1st motif looks like. Now we're going to create the 2nd and each motif forward. So for motif 2, we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to start with a chain 8. We're going to create a base ring as well. So chain 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then do a slip stitch to the 1st chain that you made to close off the ring. Now we're going to begin row 1. So for row 1, chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. And now into the ring, we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to do the same repetition to create the flower. So we're doing the combination of chain 4 picot and 2 double crochets into the ring, a total of 8 times. So we chain 4, slip stitch into the 1st chain for our chain 4 picot, and then 2 double crochets into the ring. That's 1 and 2. Since I already explained how to do this, I'm just going to do it off camera. I'm going to do another 7 repetitions of a chain 4 picot and 2 double crochets into the ring, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did those 7 repetitions, and so I currently have 8 picot stitches with double crochets in between. Now what we want to do is, oh sorry, I'm missing the double crochets here. After the picot stitch, I just realized. I was like, something doesn't look right. So now I have 8 picot stitches. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the double crochets in between them. So now we're going to do a final chain 4 picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a slip stitch to the first chain. So into the first chain, a slip stitch. And now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that we started with. Again, when you have these many stitches, it might be kind of hiding. So I just pull it there. Top of the chain 3, insert your hook and do a slip stitch. Now this here is the end of like the little flower. Now we're going to move on by chaining 10. So chain 10. Then we're going to create a chain 3 picot. So chain 3, and then do a slip stitch to the third chain from the hook. Now we're going to chain 2, skip 1 chain, and then do 1 double crochet into the next. Now we are going to be doing a treble crochet into each of the next 2 chains. So for a treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 at a time, 3 times. Do that again into the next chain. Treble crochet there. And now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next chain. 1 double crochet. Now we're going to be doing a slip stitch into the next chain. 1 slip stitch there. And now we're going to chain 5. Now we're going to be chaining 2. I don't know why they explain it like this instead of saying chain 7, but you chain 5, then you chain 2, and then you're going to drop the loop from your hook. So essentially just remove your hook from the work. And now is where we're going to be grabbing that first motif that we made. So bring it forward like this. And you're going to be inserting your hook in picot at tip of the leaf of the last motif. Let's see here. So essentially, you know how you have on the sides here? This is where your picot, chain 3 picots are. So we're going to be connecting them like this. So where we are currently, you want to make sure that you are connecting to the right leaf of the first motif. So let me pull my yarn through. I'm going to be, let's see, insert a hook into picot at tip of leaf of last motif and drop loop. So you know what? We're going to be putting our hook back on. You didn't really need to drop it. Now you're going to go through the picot. There should be like a little space in the middle. And now you're going to be, with your yarn behind, reinsert. And now we're going to just create like a slip stitch there to join together. There we go. Now we are going to be, let's see here, chaining 1. And so the reason why I had explained it like chain 5, then chain 2 is because this chain 2 plus the one that you just did is the chain 3 that you need for your chain 3 picot. So we've just made 1 chain. Now we're going to create a slip stitch to the third chain from the hook. So you count 1, 2, 3 into that third chain from the hook, insert it and create a slip knot, a slip stitch, sorry. So now you have your chain 3 picot, and now you can work back on this chain to create the second leaf. So we're going to chain 1. You're going to skip 1 chain and then do a double crochet into the next. Now you're going to do 1 treble crochet into each of the next 2 chains. So yarn over twice, into the next chain, a treble crochet. Do it again, yarn over twice, into the next chain, a treble crochet. Then you're going to be doing 1 double crochet into the next chain. And now we're going to create that slip stitch into the base of the next leaf. So right over here, let's see, right where the next leaf begins, the base of it, you do a slip stitch. And let's see this, guys. This one is quite tricky. I'm going to pull that and lay it all flat so I can show you what it's looking like. There we go. Now I have connected, the second motif to the next, and you connect them at the leaves. So that's what you want to do. Moving forward, you would just repeat the instructions from like motif 2 onwards and continue connecting it to the base of the leaves. I'm going to do 1 more just to show you what this looks like. And when you're done, you can go ahead and cut off your yarn once more and thread all your ends through. Okay, and here we have it. Look how cute this is. So you're gonna have these flowers that kind of just hang off of your work. And then at the top, you have these leaves that are connected to one another. Super duper pretty. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.